Thank you very much. Unless my grandmother lied to my grandfather, I think I would touch the Irish, so maybe I want to talk to you later. When Americans think of Europe, they tend to think of the old country. We think of things like the Congress of Vienna and the Magna Carta, these ancient things that started everything, and that we're a brash young country. Our next speaker, Konstantin Samofalov, is a member of parliament from a country that is brand new, is still discovering itself. He comes from Serbia. He's in his second term as a member of parliament, which means that he's an elder. He is serves on the Defense and Security Committee and is part of the process of creating a country at the same time that that country is trying to integrate with a Europe that is brand new, at the same time that Europe is trying to figure out what its role in the world is. So, if we could ask Konstantin to share his confusion with us, Mr. Konstantin.
Not all of us are that old, you know. Thank you, Professor. It is really a great honor to be a guest of a country that is a role model for so many of us. I'm the first member of my family after 30 years that is visiting the United States. 30 years ago, it was my father. Today, it's me. My wife wants to kill me because we were supposed to come here for our honeymoon last year, but we didn't make it. The title of this panel is How Are We Doing? And if you ask me, as far as Serbia and the United States are concerned, I believe we are doing pretty well now. We had certain disagreements over certain issues in the past, but we had historical ties in challenging times, and we were very strong allies, and this is something I'm very, very proud of. And I would like to stress the importance of recent visit of American Vice President Mr. Biden to Belgrade. He sent very strong messages to our people, and I believe those messages will be the basis for new relationship between Serbia and America, and I believe there is a strong potential that Serbia become a reliable partner of America in our region. So where is Serbia after all difficulties that we've been through today? Without any doubt, our top strategic priority is full European Union membership. This is something that is supported by more than 60% of our population, and I was born 27 years ago in Serbia. This is the first time since I was born that we are moving towards a national consensus in Serbia on any crucial issue. The first consensus. Even the nationalistic, most influential opposition party recently endorsed the policy of full EU membership, and I believe this is very important. We're expecting in January next year full visa liberalization for all EU countries. This is going to be significantly important for younger generation, because more than 70% of people my age have never been outside Serbia. And exposure to other cultures and finding out that we are part of this culture, I think it's going to be something really great. Regarding Euro-Atlantic integration, this is the specific area of my interest. As you all probably know, Serbia is currently a member of Partnership for Peace program. We are going to open our mission to NATO in Brussels, hopefully, until the end of the year. But as an Atlanticist, I'm not satisfied personally with current situation. I believe that in future we need to further our Euro-Atlantic integration and to think about eventual NATO membership. And the reason I'm saying this is because Serbia has always been an ally of the West. In both world wars, Serbia was part of Euro-Atlantic community. And something that some of you maybe do not know, one of the greatest rescue missions in the history of war, Air Force rescue missions, took place in World War II in Serbia. It was mission Halijat, when Serbian villagers rescued over 500 American pilots. So American embassy started commemorating this event a couple of years ago. Your military attaché had meetings with families, American families in America, who had connections with those pilots. Some Serbian families who have connections with Serbian villagers who saved them, met them over there, very emotional things, very well reported in the press, and this is why I believe that there is no other way for Serbia. And regarding this issue, I have to mention an event that took place this week. We have adopted for the first time in our history, in the history of Serbia, a national security strategy and defense strategy that very clearly define our commitment to much stronger contribution to global stability and security, and define peacekeeping as one of two key missions of Serbian armed forces. Yugoslavia was one of the greatest contributors to UN-led peacekeeping missions in Sinai in the 50s and 60s. We were the strongest national contingent with more than 10,000 soldiers in several rotations. And I was very proud when I pressed the button a couple of months ago when our parliament decided to send our medics through Norwegian contingent to UN mission in Chad and Central African Republic. And I think that if we made a decision to send our troops to Afghanistan, and we had those discussions a couple of years ago, but we didn't make this decision, it would have been much more easier for us to deal even with our own problems. Because if we are not ready to help our partners, it is not easy to expect always that they will help you to solve your own problems. Contemporary risks, threats, and challenges such as terrorism, organized crime, proliferation of weapons for mass destruction do not know any boundaries, and not a single state in the world can fight them on their own. And I believe that it is not fair that we, as a European country, rather small, but a European country, expect the Americans and other Western European countries to bleed and to fight those challenges that affect all of us. Our public was shocked last year when Serb who worked for UN was killed in a suicide bomb attack in Peshawar, Pakistan. This is why I believe there is no other way for Serbia. Maybe it will take us some time, but there are a lot of young people who are working very, very aggressively on this. So I will leave the floor for my colleague, also parliamentarian. It was not easy for us, a lot of journalists in our group, the only politicians were the two of us. And I would just like to say that it is a great pleasure to be in San Francisco. Its multiculturality reminds me of, although it's too big, really big, I've never seen these buildings in my life, except in movies. Reminds me of some regions in Serbia that are very, very multi-ethnical and multicultural. And I would like to use this opportunity to, on behalf of my group, we are one of 3 groups that split after Washington, D.C. Some of them went to Kentucky, some of them went to Nebraska. We visited Iowa. So for all of you who have never been to Iowa, on behalf of my group, and we had people from Germany, Austria, Poland, Netherlands, Turkey, I would like to tell you that you should visit. We met great people, hospitable people, made great friendships. I might be in Iowa for the caucus 2012 because the farmer invited me to visit the farm. And if you have not tried original Iowan whiskey, Templeton Rye, you gotta do it.